I'm not going to dance this. I'm going to give you guys a salute because we're talking about Nigeria. But on this day in 1991, Jigawa State was carved out of Old Kano by the Babangida administration. And for the locals, it wasn't just a redrawing of Nigeria's map. It was a long-awaited recognition of their cultural and their political identity. The new state capital was set in Dutse, a town that has since grown into a bustling center of governance and commerce. And over the years, Jigawa has leaned on agriculture as its backbone, from granite pyramids to rice and millet fields that feed its economy. A lesser-known fact is that Jigawa was among the first northern states to digitize parts of its civil service, earning a reputation for transparency, and it later earned the nickname the New World, because when it was carved out of Kano State in 1991, it was seen as sort of a fresh start, a place where new governance structures, economic systems, and development ideas could be tested without the weight of Kano's old political establishment. At 34 years old today, we facilitate with the resilient people of Jigawa as they mark this milestone of growth and progress. Happy birthday, Jigawa State. I truly believe that it's important to look towards the past in order to have a better future. But before I hand over to my very capable team, I'd like you guys to please chime in with the hashtag TrendingNowTVC on any social media platform of your choice. I promise you that I am listening. And if you want to remind me about a bit of history, I'd love to hear what you have to say with our notable timeline segment. Now, team, who knew that states had birthdays? But it's important to recognize where we're coming from. Now Nigeria has 36 bustling states. But at one point, people were conceiving new worlds and new ideas and new geographical locations with bright futures.
Yes, Jigawa, the Dutse capital, will say, well, congratulations to the indigenes and the natives of Jigawa. But Jigawa is one of the states, one of the strategic states that has contributed largely to the Nigerian economy, especially when it comes to the exports. You know, they have 75% exports, agri-exports, you know, talk about sesame and hibiscus. So they've done so much when it comes to agribusiness, you know, hub infrastructure, and then they've got teeming youths of 7.7 million, etc. But one of the challenges there is that, you know, they still fare very low when it comes to, you know, per capita. Per capita income there is about 35,000 naira, and, you know, due to poverty rate, banditry, terrorism, because of the proximity to all of the troubled states, you know, around there. So we want to urge the people of Jigawa to speak to their governor to ensure that governance in that state trickles down to that of the grassroots. And then they do so much in order to contribute to the GDP overall of the country, because we need this strategic state. Because if we can contribute this largely, you know, in terms of agribusiness, we need it on a large scale, so much so that it's not benefit to the state alone, but to the entire nation. But congratulations, Jigawa.
All right, and Olamide, I really love this segment. I love that you're bringing this notable timeline. So in case people forget about it, you're there to remind them. Well done, I love it.
That's our CEO.
I know, right? She always comes up with fantastic ideas. But Mutanin Jigawa, Nage Sheku, you know, I greet you people. 34 is a lot of years, and they've been doing a fantastic job. I should visit Jigawa soon, knowing that, you know, I speak fluent Hausa, so I think I should go there and maybe have their local meals.
I couldn't agree, Maria, and you will love it. Look, at 34, you are matured enough to handle quite a number of things. And so, for me, it's not about the celebration of the number. It's good to celebrate that you're 34 and several other states in the country, no matter whatever your ages would be. My major concern is the political structure, order, and economic deliveries in our states. Education, health, agriculture, security, and so on and forth. So that we're not just growing big in number, but we're still bleeding in different other areas that would prove that really we have matured as a country or a state. And so Jigawa, and to the governor and every other person who is in charge, please do right by making sure that place works.
I'm a bit nostalgic with this story because I don't remember, but I know the news of it, the great granite pyramids, and to see that those are no longer in existence. Is it symbolic of how, unfortunately, you know, we've seen the North come from this big giant to now struggling with insecurity, and so much of this has fizzled out. It's very sad, a bit nostalgic, if you ask me.
You know.
Yeah, with the president sealing deals here and there, especially on the back of the Brazil deals that the president has sealed. So we want to see states like Jigawa tapping from this opportunity, so much so that the governors of the states, the legislators of the state, the judiciary of the state will ensure that, okay, what legal frameworks are we going to put on the ground to make sure that people in the state benefit from these dividends coming from investors and all of that. So we want to see especially what the governors came together to sign recently. I've forgotten the name really, but we want to see all of the governors coming together to make sure that they tap from the natural resources of the state and then they use it to the betterment of the entire nation.
Please, the governor should share cake for us. I just wanted to say that quickly.
What did you say? At the end of the day, we all know that our time, Nelson, at the end of the day, we know that the government can always do more and they will do more. But Nelson, do you want to say something quickly?
She's talked about cake, so let's talk to Governor Namadi.
Okay, for a cake, right? So that we get to celebrate. But we expect more from the government, and we know that that's exactly what they will do. Well, that's all we have for you today. It's been a fantastic show, if I do say so myself. Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's let you know that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection whatsoever with TVC. Up next is Your View, and just after that is This Morning with Yori Folari. Good morning, Nigeria.